this is Dorothy from let'seatmalaysian.com. Now, for today I want to tell you about some of the ingredients that I use for my cooking. Now this selection here is not exhaustive because being a Chinese and from Malaysia, we cook English dishes, Chinese dishes, Indian dishes and Malay dishes. Now from time to time I'll be showing you more of my ingredients, but this is just some of the ingredients that I use practically most of the time. Now we'll start with this is Chinese lap cheong, which is actually pork sausages. Now some of my friends have told me, why is my Chinese fried rice so good? Now the difference is that you have to use this in your fried rice. So this is very important because most Australians like to have simple meals. Put this in. Chinese black mushrooms is also one of the important ingredients. Now for ginger, you can get the gourmet ginger or you can get the fresh ginger. Now ginger nowadays is very expensive. So what I do when I get a small piece, I cut it up into small chunks, just enough for one dish, and wrap them in foil and stick them in the freezer. So when you want to do your cooking for one dish, you just take one piece at a time. Onions are very important in most of my cookings. I don't ever omit onions in most of my dishes. Now, those who like chili, now if you're using chili, there's two types here. As you can see, these are bird eyes chilies and these are the normal dried chilies. Now, getting fresh chilies is pretty hard to find or keep, which is why having dried chilies is good. But if you're afraid of the heat, I would recommend you use one. Bird eye chilies is really hot. Put a bit more and you might burn your tongue off. Now these big ones, I'm going to try them because I've never really tried them before. And I think I will be doing a dish whereby I'll be soaking these chilies, mincing it up and using it in sambal. Now there's another type of chilies you can use in your cooking, which is the chili flakes. Yeah, okay, these ones you can get anywhere. Chili flakes, and this is very mild. But as I said, put a bit in your cooking first to see how much heat you can withstand. Right, now let us go to the sauces that I use. Chinese dark caramel sauce. This is the thick one. It's not really that sweet. And this brand is the best so far. This is Cheong Chan's, I think. Yes, Cheong Chan's dark caramel sauce. Look for the red label. Now, Chinese cooking always use Chinese rice wine, which we call the Zhaozing wine. If you go to the grocery shops, there are quite a variety, many bottles of different brands. Any brand will do, and they don't cost that much. And it will last you a long time, okay? Chinese rice wine or the Zhaozing wine. Now for sweet soy sauce, I noticed that in the markets or in the supermarkets, they usually have this ABC sweet soy sauce. Now, in my opinion, it's too sweet. I usually go for this brand, which is Habbal's. This brand is very good and it's not as sweet. I have here oyster sauce. This is the brand I use all the time. But sometimes if I can't get it, well, just have to, you know, compromise. Okay, I have here is, of course, sesame oil. You don't need to get a really big bottle because in most of my cooking, I only use a drop or two because using too much sesame oil, it will really overpower the dish. So please use this sparingly. Now fish sauce. This is the brand. That's the best brand, and again, it is not too expensive. For starters, you can try getting a small bottle. This is, I think, the large one. You will need vinegar in your cooking if, let's say, you're doing a sweet and sour dish. Now, there's a few ways you can make your dish sour. You can use either brown or white vinegar. You can also use sugarcane vinegar, rice vinegar, any sort of vinegar, even apple cider if you wish. Or, worst come to worst, you can even use lemons or lime, you know. Now, to thicken the sauce, we always use corn flour. They come in packets. Now, I don't recommend buying corn flour like Woolies brand. I think it's adulterated. I will usually look for corn flour that has the maize or corn on the packet. I have here, this is called rice flour, and this is by Era One, Three Elephants brand. Now, rice flour is used when you're doing deep frying. When you want to use a batter, or you need to coat your fish or meat and deep fry it. The reason I use rice flour because it tends to be more crunchy than corn flour. So I'll be teaching you this in one of my dishes. I've learned that using, this is actually coconut powder. Now you can use coconut cream. This is a TCC coconut cream brand, but I find that if I'm using a dish and there's a balance, if you're using coconut cream, it normally goes to waste. Whereas if you use a coconut powder, you can, you know, estimate what you want, and you don't have to waste your whole tin. So that's why I use coconut powder. For salt in my dish, I use Himalayan pink salt. I got this packet, Himalayan pink fine table salt from Woolworth, and it's only about $3 for 1 kilo, and this will last you a long time. Now, the reason I'm using pink salt is also because it's tastier, and it has more than 80 types of natural minerals that we have in our body. I would recommend you to use pink salt instead of white salt. Chinese 5 Spice. This is the best brand that I like. Now, if you can see this, try to get this brand. And in Chinese cooking, you only need to use a little bit of this. So 1 packet of this will probably last you yonks. Pepper. Either you can use black pepper or Chinese white pepper. It all depends on the dish and what kind of peppery flavor that you want. I have here sugar. As I've mentioned before, in all my cooking, I always use a pinch or 2 or a small teaspoon of salt. Omitting sugar in your cooking, you just give it a go. Try putting a pinch of it in your cooking and you'll see the difference. Black bean sauce. You can either use this or you can get the original dried black beans. But if you were to use the dried black beans, you probably would have to soak it a little bit and then pound it before you use. So I rather use the pre-mixed one, which is just the black bean sauce. This brand is War Hops. Now this is fermented bean curd. It comes in cubes and it's like a bit of yellow in it. Now this is for some special dishes. These are things that I use, but probably some Australians may not use this thing. This is again fermented bean curd, but this is the red type. This ingredient I use when I'm doing a vegetarian dish. Now for stocks, I have here chicken stock. I don't recommend the ones that you buy from Woolworth or Coles because it has a tinge of celery. This is very pure chicken stock, and this brand, you can see the chicken there. This is the cheapest so far in the market when you go to the grocery shops. And I think this small brand, which is 227 grams, costs less than $3. You can get the big one, which is 1 kilo, and that's about $7. So it's up to you which one you want to get. This is, well, practically it is MSG. I know Ajinomoto is popular, but Vicin is much more flavorsome, very much cheaper, and you can use it longer because all you need is probably a pinch or two. Now I have here I call this chili prawn oil. This is a must in my kitchen, and I'll be teaching you some dishes on this. My daughter likes to take this with noodles. Just take a spoonful and drop it into her noodles. Hoisin sauce is also important in your cooking. Tamarind paste. If you want to get the type where you have to squeeze out and get the juice, you can do so, but this is all pre-done for you, and you have to put it in the fridge and keep it there, and it lasts a very, very long time. And lastly, prawn stock. Now, as you can see, the prawn stock, there are actually 6 cubes in here. And for each dish, I only use about 1/5 or 1/6 cube for any dish. So you can use 1 packet for a long time. Alright, so thank you for watching. And I'll be posting up more of my ingredients for you to see. As I say, it's not exhaustive. When you cook Indian dishes, there's another set of ingredients that you will have to know about. If you like my video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.